Does your child struggle to read because they get some letters backwards and confused? Stay tuned because that's what I'm talking about today in my series, How to Help Your Struggling Reader at Home. Hi, I'm Rebecca and welcome to the Parent-Teacher Bridge, where you can find the ideas and resources you need to empower you to be your child's most influential teacher. And today is video number 9 of my series, How to Help Your Struggling Reader at Home. I'm talking all about what if letter confusion is the problem that's hanging your struggling reader up. So let's talk about that. Before we do, click like and subscribe so you can be notified of any of my new videos. And don't forget, down below, you can get my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. So what I'd like you to know is that letter confusion up to a certain point is still considered normal. It doesn't mean automatically that your child has dyslexia. We know that some letters like the lowercase b, the d, the p, and even sometimes the q, if written in certain fonts, can look a lot alike because they're essentially the same shape that has just been rotated or flipped. Or what about the capital M and the capital W? It can be normal for a very young child to get these confused up through about age 6 or even 7. So try not to get too worried about it, but still be proactive in ways that you can fix it. The first thing you can do when working with letter confusion is to try and involve as many senses as possible. We call this multi-sensory learning. So you might make the shape with your body, or you might learn sign language with that letter. You might go outside and write with chalk. You might use wiki sticks, the wax-colored pieces of yarn, and bend them in the shapes for the letters. You might write in sand. You might do air writing of the letter. You might even learn a little saying, a little rhyme, or even a little song to go with that letter. And even though your child may confuse the letter while you're reading, you might also try practicing writing the letter as well. Usually, if your child knows which direction to go when they write and at what point to start when they write on that particular letter, it will help lessen their areas of confusion. Now, if your child does have dyslexia, what I want you to know is that it's still possible for your child to learn how to read. They may need to have some other strategies and other ideas presented to them than what may be presented in this normal school setting, but it is possible. I've tutored many children with dyslexia and helped them learn to become better and confident readers. So let's get back to the letter confusion and how you can fix it. Now, I have a video all about the common B and D letter confusion. I will leave a link for that so you can check that out as well. But briefly, if you practice writing them and knowing where to start, you can say a B is like a bat and a ball. A bat and a ball. And there's even a little song you can sing with it. Also, you can practice the letter D is like having a doorknob and a door. So you would draw the doorknob first. There's some other sayings out there about having a belly and having a diaper, and the one I shared with you is my preference, but your child might like something different. There's also something called the bed trick where you make your fist look like it's a letter of the alphabet, a B or a D. So if you're looking at this one, it would look like a B. It's got the stick like the bat, and it's got the rounded part like the ball. And they can hold up their thumbs together, and they could do this just in their lap, so other children aren't really noticing what they're doing if they're confusing the B and the D. And it's commonly called the bed trick because they pretend they're spelling out the word bed. And they know that the short E sound goes in the middle. And so they're making the B, they're making the D, the B and the D. So they might say B, E, D. And they can remember that the B came at the beginning. So the one that matches their page that looks like it has the stick and then the circle is going to match the B. But all of these strategies can take time to implement, and you as the parent need to remind your child of them as they encounter words with these letters when they read. Another idea that you can try is to always have a visual that is available. Most classrooms around the country have the alphabet at the top of the wall. And if you imagine one from your classroom when you were young, you can probably imagine an A for the apple picture, a ball for the B picture, maybe a cat or a dog with the C, and the D picture. Having something that your child can look at and refer to as they read will help them as well. Now, you may decide to shrink something down to the size of a bookmark and something that you can carry around and refer to as well. Now, there are different methods floating out there, so all you have to do is present them to your child and see which one works best for your child. Now, some of these methods don't work after continual practice. You might want to reach out to someone who can evaluate your child on their vision or on any other learning disabilities that they may be encountering. But remember, it is normal for a while. And if your child has no learning disabilities whatsoever, just practicing with many senses, using your fingers, writing them, referring to charts or pictures as you read is going to help eliminate that amount of confusion. Now, I have a first grader who will sometimes confuse the B and the D as he reads. He rarely confuses them when he writes, but each child is their own unique person. But in the beginning, he did confuse the B and the D much more frequently. But as I have made time to sit down and have him read with me, he has gotten better. So that repeated exposure and practice and handwriting instruction has helped eliminate that confusion. And I hope it works for you as well. Leave a comment below what ideas that I've shared with you that you would like to try, or what ideas have worked for you. Was your child more of a severe case and you needed to get some outside help? Comment below and tell me and my viewers what you did to make a difference. Remember, check out my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. Those are some things that you can do today to help your child. And don't forget, you can find the Parent Teacher Bridge on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, parents, you are your child's most influential teacher.